As the Treible family prospered and added the better land near the river to their holdings, they were able to progressively upgrade their property. Some wooden outbuildings were built. This building was used to store farm equipment, like tools, wagons, and as a corn crib. Sometimes we have a chance to explore similar abandoned structures, like this one in Montgomery County. The bank barn is typical of the early barns in the Delaware River Valley. The barn displays constructional techniques used in the 18th and 19th centuries. The pegged frame is composed of hand-hewn members, mortised and tenoned. A few examples of the original hardware remain. In the Pennsylvania barn, the upper floor usually was used as a hay and grain storage, and the lower as a stable area. The barn doors were typically on the sidewall. With William Penn's promise of freedom and inexpensive land, many settlers came to Pennsylvania. Among these settlers were the Germans who began to build bank barns on their land, following the European architectural traditions. Many other settlers adopted this practice, and it was soon the most common type of barn in Pennsylvania during the colonial era. I know a dozen creepy Slavic legends about mythical creatures living in abandoned wooden barns, so I can officially say that this barn is ideally suited for them. The eerie atmosphere here is great for night explorations. The silo foundation. Don't know when this wooden silo collapsed, but it's visible on the 1959 aerial photos and disappeared on the maps of 1981. Well house. This relatively new structure was built in 1940s. Besides the basic function, the house obviously was used as a milk house. The wash house is the most impressive buildings on this land in my opinion. The one-room building on the fieldstone foundation with asbestos siding and the slate roof. As I told before, the Treible family used to live here until 1875, when the main house was built. Pretty cool example of rural architecture. By the way, guys, if you could recommend me any book or article about old fireplaces, it would be great. I still don't know how to figure out their age based on their architectural features. Although I was lucky to find some archived documents and records to reveal the history of this abandoned farm. You can find their links in the description for further investigation. The original slate roof. In a recent video about Slate Farm, I told you that many slate quarries were operated in the area in the middle of 19th century. Pretty sure these tiles were produced in one of them. The farm was taken along with countless others in preparation for the odious Tox Island Dam. It was added to the list of the National Register of Historic Places in 1978, but no any serious efforts to save it have been done since then.